Welcome to Livewire. This late night stream, I want to play around with my MPC Live III and Maschine MK3. We're writing the year 2026, and a lot of groove boxes out there, from tiny to huge, standalone, controller only, all that good stuff. Like, the choices are plenty, right? And still, when it comes to naming like two main groove boxes, we're mostly talking either about the Akai MPC or the Native Instruments Maschine. Well, now that they both belong to the same company, which is in music, the future of Maschine is not quite certain yet, but it's still there and still a great product. And I just wanted to do a recap and compare what the similarities are, like what the differences are, obviously the functions, and what's the best use for each. And I think that for every beat maker or producer or whatever, the answer is also different, especially considering the price and the software or the use case, right? So of course, we will be talking about my preferences, but maybe you can take away something for you as well. Right, I just loaded two 808 kits, the different kits, just to make a few beats with both of them. Both of them were finger drummed just before the stream. I didn't add any instruments in here, and yeah, so this is the MK3. It's not the Maschine Plus. I had it for a few days, the Maschine Plus, and I sent it away because it really, in standalone mode, didn't really compare that well to the Live III. Didn't make any sense. And however, my Native Instruments setup, which consists not only of the machine but also of the machine jam and of the control keyboard, is quite a powerful setup on its own. But let's start with just the two units first. And yeah, you can say it is an apples to oranges comparison, right? But both devices are there to make music, to make beats, mostly electronic music, right, or hip hop, techno. You could do rock or live music with both of them. Of course, not as easy as with a computer, but you still can do that. And there's the first difference right there. This thing has actually XLR inputs, like with microphone preamps in there. You've got one microphone input on the back of the machine, but I'm not sure if it's a real preamp or just a line level, and doesn't have phantom power or anything else. So I don't think that it's the same quality microphone input as on the MPC Live III. Of course, it has more inputs. It has, I think, 6 inputs. Let me check out. No, it has 6 outputs, excuse me. So it has 2 combo inputs. This one has 2 line inputs and also a microphone input, so technically more. But yeah, I'm not sure how the microphone preamp works here. I never tried it out, to be honest. But I did with the Live III, and they are great. And of course, it has a built-in microphone and a built-in speaker, right? It's a standalone unit with battery. By the way, one of the reasons why I didn't want to keep the Maschine Plus is that the Maschine Plus doesn't have a battery, so you have to have your a brick attached to it, right? Otherwise, you cannot use it. So this is like really standalone thing. And the only thing that is missing for me on the Live 3 really is, well, it's two things, but from the I/O side of things, on the Live 3, I missed the high Z input, right? So the instrument input. If you connect your electric guitar straight to the line input, the sound is dull. Well, usually as if you would connect it to your audio interface, but in the line in, it doesn't sound really good. And also the guitar amplifier plugins on there are like okayish, that not overwhelming, definitely not there with like the big ones like Neural DSP, or not even the Guitar Rig from Native Instruments, by the way. And if you want to have your guitar like sound kind of half decent, you will need either a DI box or an external processor. And I would actually recommend something like this, like a guitar plug. This is like a Fender Mustang Micro. It's okay, it's nothing special, right? But for me, when I'm like in standalone mode, I do prefer to not have like another stump box and two cables, and then also, of course, the power cable, right? So like three cables, and all of a sudden you're not that mobile anymore. And with this, you just need like your adapter from the guitar to headphones input or output in this case. Like you put this into your guitar, then connect the cable to the MPC, and boom, you've got your sounds. It has like all the cleans, crunches, overdrives, distortion, like some effects. No, all effects you'll actually need, right? One compared to a high-end processor like a Kemper that is like here underneath my desk, or neural DSP stuff or whatever. Of course not, or the Tonix, but it sounds quite decent. And to record just by yourself, one guitar, one cable, this is great. And I think it will, of course, work the same way with the Maschine, right? So this is my first complaint about the Live 3. And I don't think that this one has high Z input, doesn't it? Let me check this out. Oh. Nope. But it has indeed a microphone preamp. At least there's a line level set up on there. So, where was I at? Exactly, high Z input. And the second thing is that is missing for me is kind of a MIDI pattern generation. Right, you can import MIDIs and load them into there, but it's not the same. I would like expect in the year 2026 that you can generate patterns with this machine, either from like libraries or like some AI generator, whatever, just to get going faster. But anyway, other than that, I do love the MPC a lot. I started using MPCs about 1.5 years ago. I bought a MPC One Plus, and I instantly loved it. Watched a few courses on that to get going, and yeah, this is actually my go-to standalone machine, and I love the MPC. As soon as MPC Live 3 came out, I instantly bought it. And by the way, finally, DeckSaver announced that they will actually deliver DeckSavers in a few months. So this is great news. If you didn't know, I was at the Super booth 2 weeks ago, and yeah, there was an actual MPC Live III there at their booth, right? And it had a deck saver on it, and they said that they will be shipping them in a few months. Great news! I will grab one instantly. As of now, I have like a DIY solution. Let me show you that. Just took like this foam rug thing and drilled some holes into it. You know, it's at least saving the machine from dust, right? And of course, deck saver is much more sturdy, much cooler, right? Also liquid resistant, just like the one I've got for the machine or for other units I have here at the studio. All right. So I spent in the last 1.5 years a lot of time with the MPC Live. I've made like projects, just so you don't think that I'm lying. I will gonna show you how many projects I made with this machine. Right, it's loading, and it's pretty weird. These are all my projects, no sample projects or whatever. It's going on and on and on and on and on. Various genres. And on and on and on. Alright, so like 100+ projects in the last 1.5 years. A lot. And I do love this. I kind of take it in my bed and you know, and before I go to sleep, I do a few beats. It's kind of a meditation for me. It's fun. With the Maschine, however, I was using it for a longer period of time, but not as intensively. The thing with the Maschine that I really like are the actual sounds, the expansions. They are awesome, or a lot of them are awesome, and I actually used the Maschine for some commercial releases in the past, and some of them even landed in German charts. And the thing is with the Maschine, the sounds on it are like already like production ready. You don't not really have to mix a lot. They sound like awesome from the get-go, and this is one of the key selling points of the Maschine, right? And of course, in standalone mode is very limited, right? You have like a few synths. You can load some more into like the contact libraries, and it has some onboard effects, but it's quite limited as of like the count of tracks you can actually add with the synth and whatnot. It's not comparable. I think this is like 2 gig RAM and a dual core processor, I think, and this is like double of this or even more. I mean, of course, with the Machine Plus, like here's no processor; it's just it's just a controller. Well, but another thing, of course, it didn't have any touchscreen, and if you're a machine user, you always try and like to push something on a screen, and then like, oh yeah, it's not a touchscreen, and you have to like readjust. And one thing I really love about both the Machine and Machine Plus are the pads. I love how they feel. They're also bigger than the MPCs, and they were actually had a better feel than the MPC ones and One Plus and Live II. in my opinion. With MPC Live III, the pads are really great, and of course this MPCE multi-touch thing feature, which is also great, but just as a regular pads, I think there are a good improvement compared to the older MPCs. But on the Maschine, I think the MK3 pads are really sweet, right? I love them a lot, but what I do not like is that they placed all these buttons here just by the pads, and I don't know how about you, but when I'm finger drumming, I'm hitting like the solo or mute or select buttons all the time, because you kind of play the bass drum a lot, and then it's really easy to just accidentally push that button, and this is not cool, right? I mean, yes, it's more compact, but here you can drum all you want, and it's pretty hard to hit anything else on the pads. Well, here you have all these buttons, and you can just switch to patterns with finger drumming, like in no time. Look, and suddenly, like, you're creating a pattern. Like, this is not good, right? All right, let's me clear them. I have a live Maschine Jam here, which is a huge plus. So I'm clearing them right now. And together with the Native Instruments controller keyboard, right, and the Maschine Jam, this is a cool setup. I think I made a short live stream a few days or a week ago with 3 devices. If you want to let me to like elaborate on this, I can do that either today on the stream or in a separate video. Let me know. I think it's a very powerful setup because you kind of have a launch pad style matrix on your jam, as well as like some master controls and mixer, and you have your other stuff with your machine. And when you want to play the melodies or different pitch samples, you use your controller. It's a very powerful system, I think, powerful as no other. And of course you can connect an external keyboard to the MPC, but it's not the same. Right, so let me first add some instruments on the Live 3, and we'll see if anybody's joining and asking some questions. And if not, that's also okay. So let's add a plugin. And let's select the Native Instruments plugin. By the way, there are some Native Instruments plugins, and I'm not sure that they are actually available for the Maschine. But for example, my favorite, 2 favorite plugins by Native Instruments for the MPC, for me it's Nacht and the Utopia. Where's Nacht? It starts with N probably. Right. Now, the cool thing, about these plugins that they have this XY controller where you can morph and change the sounds, which is pretty cool. And it has some great presets, and you can create your own presets. I'm not sure if it's there for the Native Instruments. I will look up if I can load the Nacht plugin, which I have in my complete bundle. But let's first start with MPC, right? Also, another cool thing, if you want to switch the pitch, you can go to your controller setup and switch the pitch somewhere here, or You can switch the octaves like with A, B, C, D buttons, which is really cool, like here. Alright, let's record that. Tidier and rename it to Not Bad. Oh, let's try out the most recent Moog plugin emulation, which is like sample-based plugin. It's not really special, but it's alright. Actually use the word Moog, as the Moog company actually now belongs to InMusic, so yeah, I don't want that. I want some art base. Why not? No, not this. Let's try this. Yeah, something like that. Let's try this. All right. That's okay. sound too. Also, cool thing is this touch strip here, and you can assign it to like various effects or functions. But there's also a touch strip on the machinist, so also with this fixed perform, so it has like a similar functionalities. Right, good. Let's name this ARP. Just ARP. I don't care. Oh, still, I need a bass. Then another plugin, and I can go with plugins like without an end, and I'm not even sure on how many percent. It's not worth mentioning. The CPU is like 10% or something, maybe less. I don't know. Right, let's go back, and there's another plugin, and no, I don't want Hype, which is a cool plugin, but I don't want this right now. Maybe I will take the a lot of good plugins. Not the baseline, I want the sub factory. The sub factory is here. Let's check this out. Yeah, not exactly what you want to hear. What about emotion? Not the motion one. Let's just take some synth. I'm not sure I'm liking that. It's still in motion. Alright, sorry. Let's go back to synth and let's wait. Of course, you can use note repeat and switch. I don't like that bass. Alright, let's record that. Adjust the drop. audio section and add something like a soft clipper at the end, which is under harmonic and soft clipper. It's overloading slightly. More racy. I think the soft clipper works better with hip hop. Effects to that if you want to. Of course, the SP1200 preset that arguably doesn't sound very like an SP1200, but you know, it's there. Alright, let's remove that for now. I'll also remove the soft clipper. We'll just keep it the way it is. Cool, right? So you've got a selection of plugins and you can like create a lot of various combinations just on this machine. It's not connected to a computer right now, it's just the audio cables. It's completely standalone, very powerful. The thing that I missed with the older MPCs before the Native Instruments plugins kicked in, and also some of the newer plugins, the stock Air music tech plugins on the MPC were okay, but the original presets were not really inspiring. I struggled to find one that is good, and I will have to like, you know, adjust a lot to make it sound good, or like matching the song style. And of course, I still do that every now and then, but the newer plugins sound really better than they did before. And I hope that with this merging of Native Instruments and in music, maybe we'll get some more of the cool Native Instruments sounds, because Native Instruments was a software company in first place, right? And they made some genius synth, like, you know, massive absinthe, FM8, you name it, tons of them, and they're great. You know, I use the Native Instruments all the time. Yeah, there's a question: can the machine record 16 audio tracks? I think you know the answer. Of course, it can't. It doesn't have such a powerful audio interface, but again, you cannot record 16 audio tracks on the Live 3 here. You'll have to connect an interface, right? And set it to like compliance mode, or how's it called? The standalone mode, class compliant mode, exactly. And then you can like record multiple tracks. However, not every interface works flawlessly with the machines. Like I connected the RMEU6 too, which is a great interface, right? And in multi-channel mode, it doesn't work that good. It produces some weird artifacts. People with cheaper interfaces say that it works fine. And I actually talked to the guys from the RME on the Super booth and asked them like, what the hell, guys? And they said that class compliant mode is class compliant mode. It's so the thing must be on the Akai side. I hope that they will improve. Maybe I'll open a ticket. You never know. So the new Air Tape Echo, is fabulous, sounds great. Have you tried it yet? I did not. I saw a few videos, and I think the price for one plugin is pretty high, but you know what? We can actually go and we can try this out. You can make it a trial. So let me go and actually download a demo. under licenses, activations, right. What was the tape plugin's name? It was the tape saturator. Let's get the trial and download that, and we will try this out. Starting the trial. Anyway, maybe as long as it does that, let's switch to the Maschine. Did I just delete my... Oh yeah, I deleted my sample beat, didn't I? Yeah, I did. All right. I have to play this then. Is it still starting the trial? Whatever. All right, let's record something here. Again, on the MPC Live, you hit like record or overdub, and then you hit one button. If you want to activate the pre-count on the machine, you always have like shift record. Right. Some weird latency, or it's just me being bad. Shift undo to unrecord the stuff I did. Let's try it again. All right, let's try this. So you've been recording loops for sample packs. Yeah, why not? It does work great on the MPC Live III, I agree. And I also created my Iona preset pack, actually, if we're already starting with our shameless plugs. I created a preset pack for the Iona synth, which is Air's clone of the Roland SH1. This is one of my favorite plugins out there if you like into electronic music, like, you know, industrial, old school industrial, or EBM or electronica. Awesome, right? For scores as well. It's just great. All right, just downloading. Okay, so we have here our beat, and let's then add like another instrument. And I have like on my big monitor up there, I have the Maschine software, but I'm not trying to look at that. However, it's a big strength. I think the software of the Maschine is way better than the software for the MPC, and I also hope that they will improve that, because the software solution of Native Instruments, that's where you see that they're no software company. It's just better, in my opinion. Of course, your mileage might vary. So we have to browser and then switch here to like instruments. You know, not unlike here, let's just create a new track, select what kind of a track, and then boom, right? You have to like use all these things here, and you know what? So it's Analog Dreams is there, just like for the MPC. And while I'm searching for the Nacht plugin, there's a little tip for me there. From me, there is a small tool that lets you convert your machine expansions into MPC kits. Very useful. I think it's Kit Maker. It costs like next to nothing, and you don't have to buy a lot of the expansions that they are like producing now for the MPCs. You just can convert your already bought expansions from the MPC, like from your computer to your MPC, and boom. Of course, you don't have all the effects that are set on some of the kits, so they do sound different, right? Because obviously they're different plugins, but it's still good. Okay, now let's see. These things here are not really sorted, but I can sort them here by like by types, like synth, for example, synth's bad, and then try this out. Hit load. Oh, come on. could not be loaded. It's previewing, but it's not. All right, you know, not everything is great with the software. And maybe it's me, of course. All right, I think the Arturias will work, and of course, the cool thing here is that I can load almost any plugin I want. Of course, in the controller mode, I can do that with MPC3. So, like, if you're using both in controller mode, they both will work. But you see, I have here some incompatibilities. Let's try this one. Hope this will load. And now the cool thing, you cannot see this right now, but I will see with the new update for the Maschine. Oh wait, let me just show you that for a second. I will see the settings for my pigments right on my controller right here. Not all of them, but enough to like make some movements, and of course, you know, use the mod wheel and whatnot. So this is kind of cool, and this is really powerful, I think. All right, so all right, let's go. Of course, I can switch here from. Actually, this is bad. Go switch to keyboard mode here. Okay, so you have to really actively switch. Like in here, you either have your drum track, so these are drum pads, or you have your instrument plugin track, and then it's obviously a keyboard. Here you have to switch that. Let me play around with this. All right. Yeah, something like this, or let's try that. Shift record again. Sound like that. Okay, it's not fair. I should actually record with the pads, you know. On the other hand, if this is the way that I would use the Maschine, which it is, I would anyway record with a keyboard. And by the way, I do like to connect my Arturia Microlab MK3 to the MPC Live III to play the keys. I just prefer to play with the keys if I can. I do not like to play melodies with pads. All right, so, and here it's by default it's chromatic, and you can switch, of course, your different scales if you wish, which is good. But all right, let's. Now, if I want to check the steps out, I will go here on these displays, which are tiny and not touchscreen. All right. So if I want to edit this thing, I forgot, for God's sake. So I could switch the pitch, but I first have to select a step. Right, so with the arrows I can go here and then I can pitch it down or up. And the length is the setting for start the end. Unfortunately, okay, the position is probably what adjusting the length, the start. So you have to like rethink, right? So this is like your change start position. This is changing the end position, pitch, and velocity. So this is kind of cool because when you're on the MPC on your arranger, excuse me, let me go to not arranger, but the grid, you have to actually actively switch between either like nudge or edit start, edit end, or automation or transpose. And here you have like these settings right here. So it's position, it's the start of the sample and the nudge if you wish, right? And the length is at the end. So this is kind of cool. And you can here switch with the notes like with the arrows. I'm not sure if you can do that actually on the MPC. Let's try that out. So I can switch the position but not selecting the note. I'm pretty sure there is a way to select the note somehow as well, but maybe not. Well, it should be. Alright, let's go on here. And this is also like cool that you just add your next track just with one single, like bam, and then you got your track, and then you have to decide what you load into it. So both ways are valid, and I do tend to prefer the MPC Live workflow, but this is definitely a valid workflow which works. Again, the groups are not named here, not really, right? So if I would want to rename it, I'm guessing this would be a pain in the A, if you know what I mean, doing that on the hardware, so I would do it on the software. With a touch screen, of course, it's not a problem at all. Good. So let's go to the track 3, and we're gonna load maybe some ARP as well. So hit the browse, and what do you want to take, like profit? Why not? So of course this is not a fair comparison because I can use all of my plugins here, or almost all of them, due to this is in controller mode. But hey, in the standalone mode the MPC will beat the hell out of the Maschine Plus, in my opinion. Let's try the MS-20 maybe. Alright, now I won't want a synth pad, I want more of an ARP sound. So let's remove the filters because I don't have the ARP for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Let's try this out. Okay, let's hit Shift and Octave minus. Doesn't work. I have to switch to the keyboard mode, and now I can switch octave. So I'll start with the A, so I may want to adjust the ground note to A. I do not like the preset. Alright, so I go to the browser and plugin, and where can I adjust the preset? It's not in settings, I forget it. Basically, if you're concentrating on one groovebox and then switch to another, you have to like really readjust. I haven't been working with a machine for a long time now, like for months. Anyone has an idea? Sampling? Nope. Settings, auto macro, swing notes. I thought I know where it was, but weird. So you know, you have to like learn this thing. Chords, no. Steps, no. Keyboard and pad mode, no. I want to adjust the plugin instance, right? So I have here my macros, and I can switch and go on and on. But what if I just want to switch a preset? Then I'll go to browse probably, right? you. So let's maybe switch to a different instrument. Let's try acid. Okay, we can sort by vendors here. So I'll go to Arturia and I want an acid V, one of my favorite plugins. Let's try this out maybe. Alright, let's switch octave up. And hold Q. Again, octave up. Let's try this out. No. Shift undo instead of undo just here. All right, but okay. I cannot hit the point here. 4. Shift undo and then again. You see? Just switch to like weird mute mode and then I muted everything, which is not good. So I have to unmute that. This is what I was talking about at the beginning. We got some comments here. Both are excellent. It depends on the skill level of the beat maker. Yes. I hope NI focuses on Maschine as a MIDI controller now that they are under the same umbrella as Akai. Let MPC be the standalone drum machine. Make a next-gen MIDI controller. Guys or girls, I think we do have a consensus right here. I think the Maschine is wide superior as a controller, and the Live is wide much more superior than as a standalone machine. Like, hands down, I don't really think that anybody is able to produce a groovebox as powerful as the MPC as of now. Maybe they will come up with something, but nothing comes even close when we are talking standalone. And the Maschine is just right up there when it comes to controller mode with the Maschine software. I would wish a better, deeper integration in Cubase or other DAWs, and there are videos like from Jeff Gibbons where he explains this, but to set it up is hell, and it's not very cool to use that. So I do wish that they will integrate it more in the DAWs. On the other hand, the Maschine software is awesome, works great. So, you know. All right, let's listen to what I've got here. I got some crap. So I'll go to step. Yeah, obviously. Now I want to switch here, and I will switch the position. So it's my A. Yeah. So I will remove that. I don't even know how this recorded this thing. Why is this like weird? All right, let's clear that. And we have shift and clear. clear this on my machine jam, but I want to find this here, shift clear. All right, let's try it again. Switch to back to keyboard mode. All right, so this is like more steps, like as an MPC. I don't like it very much, but okay, let's try this. I don't know, maybe. All right, let's go to the step mode again. Not sure I like this pitch here. Now let's try to play around with the plugin sound. So we'll go to plugin instance, brightness, timbre, cut off. All right. So, you know, you can work with both, and I think the saturation plugin downloaded, I hope, so we can take a listen to that new saturation plugins or plugin. So basically they released a 3 plugin pack for the MPC right now, but this double tape thing was released previously and it was for free. At least I got it for free. And it wasn't just me. So basically you have now to pay 99 euros for 3 licenses, which is okay. But if you own one, then you're basically paying 50 euros per license that you don't own. And I'm not sure. I will wait until they get cheaper, and they will. I'm 100% sure. But for now, let's try this out. So the preferences. Yeah, so it's downloaded. The trial is starting. And maybe I want to try and load it on the drum bus for now. No, I don't want to record. Alright. Instead of a limiter, which I'm going to remove now, I'm going to add, it's probably saturation or harmonic. What was it called again? Air tape saturator. Solo out the drums just to appreciate what it does to our sound. Do you like it? This is a glue. Let's turn it off. Maybe not a good idea to put this on an 808 kick, at least not in this amount. Just slightly less. Presets. I'm not sure I'm liking this on a drum kit, to be honest. So definitely not a thing to use with 808 drums, if you ask me. But tell me what you think about that. Let's try out on a plugin instance. Say, let's try it on our pad here. Let's play it. And let's add it. The tape saturator. Off. At this level it's subtle because the input is low. You can increase that. Alright. I like the way it distorts. Obviously I have to either increase the output of the Nacht plugin or not. Well, a lot of distortion. Let's destroy it. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? But of course, with saturation, you have to be cautious that you don't destroy the signal, unless you want to, right? Tape crush. That sounds so. Just to listen how it sounds in mix. Okay, definitely too much saturation right here. Ain't bad. My first thought on this saturation plugin was, alright, they have like this saturation on the low fly plugin, they have it on the Flavor Pro, and they've got a bunch of overdrive and saturation plugins that are like old. And I thought that it would be probably something like this direction, which is a cooler UI. But I do believe that it's a bit different. And from what I hear now, it is indeed relatively easy to destroy a sound, not in a pleasant way. Probably as if it would be with a real tape machine, right? But if you use it like with some caution, why not? But not on the 808 drums. So I will need to spend some more time with this plugin to make sure, but maybe I will grab this. Alright, let me know in the chat if you want me to test this Galaxy Echo plugin as well. And by the way, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, please. If you wish, of course. And let's go on. So, things about the similarities and differences, right? As I said, there are a lot of great sound and expansions for the Maschine. There are tons of them, and sometimes you get them dirt cheap, or you can buy them used as well. I mean, used like you can buy a license from a private person and they will transfer it to you. I'm not sure it will be. I don't think it works this way with Akai, but so for example, I want to add something here, and I can go to browse, go to like groups or projects. You know, there are really a lot of projects. However, the MPC has much more storage than, say, Maschine Plus. Okay, it doesn't have much more storage than your computer probably, but in here you've got like 128 gigabyte internal memory. Then you've got the SD card slot where you can, I think I have 128 gigabyte on my SD card, and then I also have a half terabyte SSD inside there. So in standalone mode, of course, unbeatable, and I've got tons of different packs and expansions and libraries. Also, a lot of the machines that are converted with the kit maker software. So still, I think that the machine expansions are slightly better due to more powerful plugins used on the kits. Maybe it's a thing of taste, and of course you can get commercial grade sounds with both of them. But in my experience, at least in the software mode, you'll get there faster with a machine. And to be honest, this is what I did back in the day. So when I was working for Stahlmann and other bands, I did a lot of like electronic stuff for like industrial metal project, where I was adding some layering of various synth or synth loops, as well as some old school drum loops. I made them with the Maschine really fast, and I found the sound really fast and just forgot, just load it and then it's there, sounds great, awesome. With an MPC, I would probably need some more time to get that, but I will definitely get the same sound. But back in the day, I didn't own an MPC, I had the Maschine. I owned the Maschine MK1, MK2, MK3. I have the Maschine Jam. I owned a Maschine Plus for a few days, and as I said, I sent it back because just in standalone mode, as people also mentioned in the chat, it's a consensus here. In standalone mode, you just cannot beat the MPC Live III, and I don't see how Native Instruments is supposed to beat this. And I don't think they also should. And I told this in my last live stream after the Super Booth recap, that I was talking to the employees of the Native Instruments at their booth, and basically they told me that they're not even planning to release any new machine anytime soon. Maybe it wasn't all the truth. Yeah, maybe it's a secret, but now that they belong to In Music, probably they won. But then again, maybe they concentrate more on the software, because the hardware is great. If it's a controller, then you can like add a touch screen, like maybe not. I mean, not sure. Because if you control software, you still look at the monitor and all that. So if we would compare this again to the Maschine Plus, then the Live III has much more memory, faster processor, more RAM, like it has more everything. The screen is like larger, maybe not. Yeah, I guess it's larger than both of them combined. And it's of course a touch screen. Here, no touch screen. Much more knobs, I think. Well, at least compared with MPC 1 and Live 2, the Maschine MK3 has much more knobs, and now it's like, similar. However, another cool thing that you got with your next generation MPCs is, of course, your GR style pad, right? So let me show you that. If we go back to the drums, then what we see is that we select a pad. We would normally actually see okay, so the bass drum is here, like this, snare, and we can of course program this, right? that. Or of course you can like hold, add a note repeat, or set a level of it like that. You can do a lot of stuff like micro tune or move back and forth, so you can do some thing to make your beat more interesting. I think the machine has something like this as well. But if we would switch to the drums here, like one, and we have a drums, right? We could of course go to the step, right? And there's the drum, the bass drum, and then okay, we'll switch through these. How the hell do I switch like to the next instrument? I don't know. Maybe if I hit. No, so I would have to go to keyboard. I have to push like, excuse me, I go to pad mode, go switch to snare, and then I will adjust this here. Whereas on the MPC, I hit my pad and see the jar style sequencer right in front of me. Is it better? Definitely is in my book, right? Again, what else? Of course, built-in speaker, built-in microphone, XLR inputs. I already mentioned that. But again, the Maschine Plus doesn't have all of that. It doesn't have a battery, doesn't have an XLR microphone preamps. It just has one preamp with like your guitar cable, instrument cable, 1/4 inch, or what's it? Whatever, right? You know what I mean? And here we have like combo inputs, can record 2 microphones, and they're pretty decent preamps. Not the best, of course, but absolutely usable for serious production. Plus a built-in mic. All of this Maschine Plus doesn't have. So again, just comparing the standalone, and this is why I didn't actually make a video on comparing Maschine Plus with MPC Live 3, because it just doesn't make sense. It's much more powerful here. However, this thing is also much more expensive, and there, like, let's calculate a bit. Let's calculate a bit. So the MPC Live 3 as of now costs roughly 1,600 euros. I'm not sure how much it's in the US, probably something like that as well. 1 and 6K, something like that. Tell me, guys from US, over the price better over there. Not cheap, right? The Maschine Plus was reduced like last year. It was like 1,000 euros, I think. Now it's somewhere around 800. So it's half the price of the MPC Live, and you know, it's something to consider. However, you of course get all the functions for the money, and better standalone software workflow, I would suggest. On the other hand, if you do not have to be working mobile, right? If you are okay with working at your computer desk, or you know, your studio desk, whatever, this thing, the Maschine MK3, I think it's new. It's around 400. Let me Google that for you, just a sec. What's the new price for the Maschine MK3? Let me look it up. So it's 400 euros, right? I'm not sure. Probably a little bit more in the US, but maybe not. So it's like 75% cheaper than the MPC Live 3. And if you buy it used, you get them used, at least in Germany, for like 250 quid with software license, without software license, even for less. So what I did, I also bought a used Maschine Jam right here. Let me show you that. To use it as a clip launcher and mixer, just to expand, you know, to have to be less menu diving with the Maschine MK3. I bought this and I paid like 140, 120 euros, I'm not sure, something like that. And of course you can work with it as well, just without the main machine. You can work with it with the software, works good, but I think the power lies in the combination of the both. So let's say we're buying this new, like 400, and then we pay like say 150 for a jam. So we're at 550 euros. Then well, the next thing that I would suggest we need is the MIDI controller, keyboard controller, and of course it makes sense that you like take one of the Native Instruments because they are integrated in the machine software much better now. So with the update 3.5, I think they improved it a lot and it works really cool. So if you're okay at working at your desktop, right, you don't have to be mobile with your Live 3, then the software-wise implementation of the Native Instruments is for me superior. So yeah, one viewer mentioned that it depends on the skills of the beat maker, and this is true. However, if you have two units in front of you and you're the same person, the same beat maker, so with the same skills, it's up to what workflow matches you more, right? So, and of course, what your skills with these machines are. So, anyway, you have to understand this is like a musical instrument and production systems, both of them, and you need to learn both of them. So, if you're just a beginner, just throw it on, and you will probably don't know what to do. At least I remember the first time I tried out the Machine Plus at my friend's place. This was like I think 2011 or 12, something like that. And I was trying to do something, and this was just like hell. I didn't know what to do. And of course, Machine One had this little displays and is what much harder to use, of course. So I tried this out for a few hours, and I said, nah, I'm not using that. And many years later, I did, and I watched some videos, so I kind of get started. And anyways, this goes out for the MPC Live 3. It is easier to get into it than it is on a machine, in my opinion. But I would recommend, for doesn't matter what your choice is, just get yourself a good video course and pull it through, right? Just make it from A to Z, and thank me later, because I'm also noticing this right now. I made a few good courses on the MPC Live 3 and can use it maybe not blindly since my migration from OnePlus to MPC Live 3, but still like a lot of muscle memory. No, I don't have to look up a lot of things. And with Maschine, although I worked with this before, I still have to like think and a lot of menu divings, which I do not really appreciate. I think that the way that they implemented this and the Live 3 is kind of better. Now, another important thing is, of course, in standalone mode, if you want to play with your external synth like I have back there, or what you have at your places, right? So the Machine Plus, it has one MIDI output input, and I think that's it. Of course, you can use a MIDI through to control multiple synth on multiple MIDI channels. But on the MPC, you've got your regular MIDI in and out, and there are two of them actually. So it's two MIDI ins and two MIDI outs, and you've got MIDI via USB. So you can connect this to this USB or, excuse me, to USB-C as well. So much more. Oh, of course, you also got the CV stuff, right? You've got your CV inputs. CV or BC? I mix it up all the time. If you like into modular stuff, you can perfectly use that, or just for syncing with your keyboards. And I do a lot of jams with the Live III, or was back in the day with my One Plus and external hardware synth. Works great, a lot of fun. And if you've got like a multi-channel interface, of course, you can route the outputs of your synth back into the MPC and actually then mix them and use all the master effects like stutters. You know, it's got tons of various effects to mangle your beats. Works great. So with a hardware synth, you could kind of route your synth through your audio interface into the Maschine software as audio tracks, I think, and you could do something like that. But this is, I'm not sure it's very convenient, or at least I'm not aware how this can be done like in a fast way, right? I may be wrong. I'm not an expert user on Maschine, but I imagine this is a little bit harder. On the other hand, if you like doing a hybrid setups, which I do a lot, then it basically almost doesn't matter if you like use your DAW as your main host and then connect a drum machine, connect some synthesizers plus plugins, right? Then probably it's roughly the same. But of course, in standalone mode, if you're into dawless jams and all that, of course, I will recommend you to go with MPC Live III anyway. I wanted to add something, but I forgot. All right. Anyway, what's out there to say? Do you guys have any more questions? Do you want to compare anything else? Let me know in the chat, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let's play this first. Oh yeah, we didn't check how to add effects. Let's remove the metronome. Go to select the group, not this group. Hey, this world needs a heroes here. Welcome back, mate. You were here all the time. Sorry. Exactly, Maschine with DAW. Well, Maschine with its own DAW, not with external DAWs. Right. Let me go back to here and select that, and then I want to go to browse on plugins. What if I want to add an effect here? It would be probably easier to add that up on my screen, but I want to like stay on here. So here we go. So there's my pigments, and if I want to add an effect, I would want to hit that plus, but I can't, of course. So I have to like, what do I have to do actually? I want to switch to effects. How the hell do I do that? I forgot. You know, you have to like search. If I just go here to effects, then it might replace my keyboard. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But let's for example select kind of a delay or something. Well, find something fast here. Of course, you like only see like 6 plugins at a time, and not really cool. Let's load the Dawn, which is a cool delay. Let's load this one and try to see what happens. Yeah, I just basically replaced the instrument with, you know, with the effect. Let's remove that. Now, how the hell do I add that? I always forget this. It's much more easier on the MPC, to be honest. So I want to switch here to the effect. Anybody knows how to do that? Come on. Was it bad mode? Was it C? You know what? I'm just gonna Google that before I search even longer. So, press plugin button, like that maybe? So, target level sound, highlight an empty slot using the 4D encode. No. Come on. Seriously? Press the plugin. So I'm pressing the plugin button here. And now... okay. So you have to navigate with a 4D. Okay, now it makes sense. Now I want to add, say, a delay. Do I have that somewhere here? Compressor, gate, transient. What about a goddamn delay, man? Come on, seriously, beat delay, grain delay. What is a grain delay? Oh, it's not that. Okay, let's solo this out. Go back to browser and plugin, and let's too much. Jitter and pitch. Reverse. That's like 12, so it's an octave size. Sounds cool. And then you got page 2 or what? Or here, page 2, the output stereo. Alright, sure, let's make it 100%. Now, let's do not make this. Let's unsolo, shift, no, like this. All right. So, if you know it, you know it. But again, to recap, let's switch to this group here. I didn't want to solo that. This is another thing that annoys me. If you like hit solo and then it stays, it stays on. Which I don't like, because then as soon as you select the next instrument, it will also go to solo mode. So to add an effect, we like go in here with the 4D button, and then we go to plugin, and yeah, so I'll have to like to search like this. But what about VST3? And I want all the vendors to be there. I cannot do that. Okay, funny. So let's go to Arturia, and okay, now here I can select the actual plugin. Let's select the plate. Classic EMT, that's alright. Drive. Alright. Modulation, of course, on. Right. So you can work with that, right? And I wasn't looking at the screen at all, right? I'm just looking at the Maschine MK3. Much better design with the MPC Live. But also, of course, you know, this thing is like what, 6 years newer than the Maschine MK3. On the other hand, so I think it came out 2016. So yeah, it's 9 years later. But then again, you've got your MPC-1, which came just a few years after the Maschine, or MPC Live, say 2, was a bit later. But it already was much more powerful than that, because, you know, if you own MPC Live 2 or MPC-1 Plus or MPC Keys, then even they are much more capable than the Maschine, in my opinion. Maschine Plus, I mean, of course. So it's not like that with MPC Live III, it got like light years ahead. It was ahead in the past as well, but with Live 3, it's just like they just did it. I'm not aware of any other groovebox that is as powerful as this in standalone mode. I know I sound like a fanboy, and I'm kind of am, but still. Anyways, both devices are still great, so you can still make cool tracks, cool music, and year 2026 with both of them. So yes, it is older, but it's not out of date. It's not dead. It still can make like professional grade, commercial grade music with that, with both of them. Oh yeah, so let me just tilt the camera slightly so we'll just compare the other one thing that I would like to talk about before we wrap up is the clip launch mode, right? So of course with Maschine, if you know the software, it's like very easy, very convenient to use. So if you go to the arranger, you can go here and then you can like create your new scene, and you have to like switch back and forth. And what I do to connect the Maschine jam here, right? So I can just push the button here, like say let's play this, right? Let's play. All right, and now I want to add another beat. I just hit here, nothing happens, right? It's empty, and now I could just go ahead and record this and just make something like that. It doesn't matter, right? And then of course I can use a note repeat as well. Alright, doesn't matter that the performance is not very great, and I could then just duplicate this, so it's like here and go straight here. Boom, I have another one, and maybe I want to add something like whatever. And you can go on, and then you can chain this to the songs. Works perfect, great. But also Akai caught up with that, excuse me. And you have your clip launch mode, and you can basically do the same. Alright, they already created here some different beats. But basically what you can do, I mean, let me up how to delete this thing here. It's added for whatever reason. But okay, let's just stay with that. Say we already have like different bits here, like on chorus, verse, intro, whatever. And I'll switch to my pad, like here, so I can, of course, I can combine, but let's keep it right. And then say I want to go back and I want to overdub, but I don't want to overdub here, but I want to make it here. No, excuse me, like this. So record, play start, and just for example. It doesn't make sense, but it's there. Right, and I could stay in the overdub mode and maybe switch to the next one, like, you know. Okay, shift undo, or just undo, like that, and all right, record and something like that. Doesn't matter. Let's go. It should be longer. Now go back here. Okay, and I got different takes. Right, so similar, works really cool. So they are on par here, but again, when you have this little hardware expansion that I have, you don't need that really, but I find it cool because you can reduce the amount of menu driving that you have on your Maschine MK3, which is not as good as an MPC. Like, really have to remember a lot of key combinations and then like look at various spots, whereas on the MPC Live it's pretty much faster. But with the gem, it has its own charm, I guess. I do like that. So I think we all know the answer. If we're talking about standalone mode, go ahead for MPC Live III. If you want to work on your computer, I suggest you go with the Maschine MK3. But if you want to go standalone, but don't want to like shell out $1.5 grand or more for the Live III, then just grab yourself a used MPC One Plus for like what, 500 euros, or maybe MPC Live II for 600-700 euros, right? And you have a solid machine. They are not out of date. They are still great units. I still love the MPC One Plus very much. I enjoyed it. Looks great, plays great, all that good stuff. So again, standalone, go with MPC. Computer-based, go with the Maschine. I hope that helps. Hope you find it useful. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. It was my pleasure, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye. And